Okay guys, so the next video is about upward, downward. How do we know if a parabola, if a quadratic function opens up or down, and whether it has a minimum or maximum? So we're going to tell whether a is greater than 1, less than 1, if a is less than 1, or a is greater than 1, and if the parabola is opening up or down. Then we're going to find if it has a minimum or a maximum and what that value really is. Okay, so this is easy. A in this case is 1. So we know that 1 is greater than 0. So that means that A is greater than 1. If A is greater than 1, then that means it's going to be opening up. Okay, if it's opening up, remember, if A is positive, that means it's a happy person. Happy, positive people are always smiley. They always find the best things in everything. And in this case, if it's opening up, then it's going to have a minimum. Okay, next step is A is equal to 4. Okay, 4 is obviously greater than 0. I'm sorry. I should have put 1. Okay. 4 is greater than 1, so it's going to open up. A is positive, we're going to have another minimum. Okay, number 3, A is equal to 7. Can you guys hear the rain? It's super loud. I was in the Northeast and I ended up going back to school to pick up my computer. And when I was walking to my car, it started raining and it was hailing. It was crazy. Okay, so since 7 is greater than 1, that means it's going to open up. A is positive. So we're going to have a minimum. It's going to open up. Number 4, A is equal to 2. Of course, 2 is greater than 1, so it's going to be opening up. It's a positive value, so you're going to have a minimum. All of these are opening up. They all are going to have a minimum, as we can see. And then 5 says A is equal to a negative 3. So negative 3 is less than 1. So that means if it's less than 1, it's a negative number. And negative people are always upset. They always find something to complain about. They always have a sad face or a grumpy face. So this would be called a maximum. Okay, one of the few things that I wanted to point out to you is in order to find the minimum or maximum, you're going to graph your function. Number 1, we can easily graph. Number 2, we can easily graph. Number 3 gets a little bit tricky. I cannot graph 7x squared plus 3x is equal to 2. I need to put it in standard form. And like you guys already know, you have to subtract the 2 from both sides. So what you're really left with is 7x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. You can actually graph this function now. Okay, number 4 is similar. Number 4 says 2x squared is equal to 9. Well, I can't leave the 9 there, so I have to subtract 9 from both sides. And you're left with 2x squared minus 9 is equal to 0. Do you guys hear that rain? It is coming down so hard. Okay, and then number 5 is perfect. Okay, so you're going to graph these functions. You're going to grab your calculator. And for the sake of time, I went ahead and I graphed them already. So if you look at number 1, it's x squared minus 5x plus 3. In order to find the the minimum, you're going to go to menu, number 6, and minimum. When you select minimum, you're going to click somewhere in between the shaded region. So you want to go to the left and to the right of your minimum point, and it'll find it for you. The minimum is at 2.5, negative 3.25. So you want to write that answer down onto your piece of paper. Number 2. Okay, this one, I'm just going to move it. Whoa. Okay, so that you can see, we can go Menu, Analyze Graph, and find the minimum, number 2. So you click to the left and to the right of your function. It's going to give you your minimum value. Okay, number 3, I'm going to show you a different way. You're going to go to Menu, number 5, and go to Graph Trace. The graph trace allows you to move left and right until you find your minimum. Okay, if you click in the middle, I think, it gives the point there. And then let's say we're going to find, this is just another tip. If you go to Menu number 5, Graph Trace, and you go to the right, it's going to find the y-intercept, and you just click on it, and it should put a point there, 0, -2. Okay, and you can do the same thing for all of the important key attributes of the graph. And then it finds your 0. Okay? Alright, let's go to number 4. Oh, and then on number 3, remember I had to subtract the 2 from both sides. So when I graphed it, I graphed 7x squared plus 3x minus 2. Okay, number 4, we had to do the same thing. We had to subtract 9 from both sides. So I graphed 2x squared minus 9. And in order to find the minimum, I can go to Menu, number 5, Graph Trace, and then you move left and right. There's the y-intercept. And in this case, the y-intercept is also your, ¿cómo se llama? Your minimum. Okay, and then for the very last problem, we have -3x squared plus 4x plus 1, which matches what we had said on our paper, right? We said that number 5 was going to be facing down, and it was going to have a maximum. So you're going to go to Menu, number 6, select number 3, the maximum. You're going to click to the left and to the right of your maximum point. Okay guys, so this is how you find the maximum for any quadratic function.